Hello everyone, welcome back. It's been a while, but I've got some fun guitars to look at, and this is the first one. This is the Vintage Revo Series Superthin model. It's got a lot going on, so let's talk about it. It's a really fun guitar to play. The vibe of the Revo series, I really like all of them that I've seen and played so far. I've got to say, they're kind of, it's retro, vintage inspired, but not direct copies of, you know, that kind of style of guitar that was around maybe in the, you know, the 60s. The more kind of influenced by the more off-brand guitars, I would say, the kind of European and Japanese build stuff, which, you know, which I love. It's right up my street. So let's talk about this one. This is in amber burst. I think it's available in 3 different finishes. It's a flat top, semi-acoustic guitar, so it's got a center block down the middle, but this side and this side are hollow, as you can see by the F-holes. We've got 3 Allen Entwistle designed pickups on here, mini humbuckers, very cool. This kind of classic vibrato system. 3 switches at the top, 1 for each pickup. We'll come to the pickup switching in a little bit because it's quite complex, but very intuitive. 3 controls, master volume, master tone, and then we've got a separate tone control which operates the middle pickup only. And again, we'll come to that when we come to the pickup switching stuff. And then this is a bass cut switch, which is quite useful. So I think the thing to do is kind of work through it really. It's a mahogany set neck design on here. Let me just check. It's a 24.75 inch scale length. So the kind of, you know, Gibson style scale length, 22 medium jumbo frets, and a kume body. And the wood for the fingerboard is jatoba. Wilkinson tuners, Wilkinson roller bridge, I believe. So the Wilkinson hardware, if you've seen any of the other videos when I talk about that, you'll know I love it. You'll also know that I love the Entwistle pickups that I've come across so far. So let's start looking at some of the sounds we can get from here. I'm just going straight, well, I'm going through a looper, but in terms of effects, the only effects are coming from my amp, which is a Hampstead Soundworks artist down here, 20 watt. Bit of reverb. Let's have a listen to these pickups on their own, and then we'll talk about the different ways you can switch, because actually I'm going to start there because it makes more sense. So in terms of the pickup switching, you've got an individual switch, which is an on-off switch for each pickup. 3 mini humbuckers, the Entwistle pickups here, which are lovely. I think, and if I've done my maths correctly, that gives you a total of 7 different pickup settings. They're 3 individual settings, and then these 2 together, these 2 together, these 2 together, the outside 2 together, and then all 3 together. Is that 7? I'm sure it is. I'll count it up. It's not quite as easy to switch between positions as if it's a, you know, kind of standard 5-way switch, but you do get used to using these little switches up the top fairly quickly, and depends how often you want to change pickups during a song, I suppose. Let's have a listen to them on their own. I'll do the bass cut as we go with this as well for each pickup. So we'll start with the bridge pickup here on full, tone control on full for everything. And here we go. This is the bridge pickup. It's great. It's got some bite, like it twangs nicely. Let's try with the switch out there. So that's with the bass cut switch engaged, which you know, when you're kind of just comparing them directly, without the guitar in the kind of context of a band, it kind of, you know, you do lose a lot of bass, which is, it's a bass cut switch, obviously you lose a lot of bass. When you're playing in a band context, that can sometimes just be really useful as a way to cut through without turning up, because, you know, a lot of those frequencies are also covered by the bass guitar or keyboards or whatever it might be. And it does give you a bit more of a kind of option for this guitar particularly, because this is kind of, you know, this has got a very 60s vibe for me, and some of that really jangly kind of, you know, early 60s stuff that was done on semi-acoustic guitars. You can access that really easily by putting the bass cut switch in, so it's really useful. But I digress. So this is the bridge pickup with the bass cut switch. You can really hear that. Let's listen to the middle pickup on its own. So. So you can hear there that I actually started that with the bass cut engaged, which I didn't mean to, but there we go. I think I really like the middle pickup position on here. I think it's just a really nice sound. There we go. Not very scientific, is it? But there we go. Particularly with that bass cut there. It's just a really, I know I'd end up using that sound a lot recording and also live, because it's a nice rhythm sound. You could crank it for a bit of, with a bit more gain for lead. And that's the mid pickup. So the middle pickup has got its own tone control as well. It is affected by the master tone as well. But it's got its own tone control. But it's not as drastic as a kind of traditional master tone control would be, the individual tone, I mean, here. I'll show how that's useful in a second. So this is now the neck pickup on its own. So the bass cut switch makes a big difference on the neck pickup. But, you know, both really usable sounds. Let's start working through some of the combinations. Obviously, with the bass cut and these three individual switches, I guess you would, in theory, have 14 different sounds just from the pickup combinations, which is a lot. But, you know, I find with guitars with a lot of options, I generally end up finding, you know, 3 or 4 that work really well for me, and I'll stick with those most of the time, and I'll have another couple kind of in reserve that I use for other things. But let's listen to how the combination works, because I think that sounds really good on this. We're going to start with the bridge and the middle pickup here. Tone control up full, bass cut off. There we go, it's bass cut off. Wrong way around. So it's a nice kind of, got that slightly kind of almost kind of phasey honk to it. Try the bass cut here. Again, useful, that, you know, that's kind of got that classic thing. But for now, I'm going to try putting using the tone control on the middle pickup to hear, because for me, that's where this guitar kind of goes a bit kind of off-piste in terms of what you can do with it tonally. And it's really interesting. So here we go. This is the two together, the bridge and the middle pickup. Turn the bass cut switch off. I really like that sound because it's almost a bit fuzzy. I'm going to play a chord and hold it and wind that tone control in and out a few times so you can hear how it varies the tone. So here we go. This is how it comes. So it's subtle. Like I say, that the tone control for the middle pickup is a subtle tone control, but it gives it, again, it's like, for me, it sounds really 60s. It's kind of garagey. You know, that early sound. I love it. And you can use it quite well. So if I turn that all the way down, turn the master tone all the way up. I'll turn the gain up a touch. Here we go. Let's try that. Let's do the same thing, only this time I'm going to turn the bridge pickup off, turn the neck pickup on. So now this is the neck and the middle pickup, with the middle pickup tone control off. So that works for me. I like to be able to turn the tone control down. Doing it on one pickup means that you still retain the bite of the other pickup that doesn't have the tone control turned down. I like the pickups. I think it sounds good. Yeah, it's a nice option, isn't it? Let's hear how all three pickups sound together, just for fun. I'm going to turn that tone control up. So this is all three together. Bass cut there. So that was with, I worked through a few sounds there, but I finished up with three pickups on, middle pickup, tone control turned down. To get that kind of, like I say, that fuzzy edge to stuff, the woolliness. Nice. I mean, that's the three pickups together. I think it's probably my favorite sound on this guitar. All three on, and then using that tone control to just vary it a bit. Little word about the vibrato as well on here. It's a classic, you know, vibrato style. It's not like a whammy bar by any means, but for those kind of chords, particularly, you know, maybe with a little bit of tremolo, a bit more reverb. Yeah, it's lovely for that kind of stuff. And the guitar does that really well, particularly maybe on the neck pickup, with the bass cut in. So there we have it. I mean, that's a bit of a kind of a very quick tour of some of the sounds this guitar can do. I'm very impressed with it. I've been really impressed with the Revo series, as I said. The neck on here is really comfortable for me. It's kind of, I like a reasonable size neck, and this is it. It's good all the way up to the top. The finishing's nice, fretwork's good. It's a double bound body, which is quite cool. You know, binding on the top, binding on the back. The finish is really nice. Yeah, it's been done really well. Wilkinson tuners, which I'm sure I mentioned already. So yeah, it's a great fun guitar to play, and lots of tonal options kind of at your fingertips. Yeah, well done. I'm just going to play out with some something fun, because that's what I like to do on this guitar. Clear my looper, and off we go. How about this?